Hello viewers, yes, this is Ranjana ma'am and you are watching Yes, mine as well as your channel. And today I've brought something for you which you have been waiting for a long time. I had put it in the community post that I will be discussing the important chapters for your board exam. So here I am. And what are we waiting for? Let's start. But you know what's coming before we start? I'm very close to my 100k. So if you have not subscribed to my channel up till now, please do. And don't forget to press the like button if you have liked the video. And I'm sure you will like it. So, yes, regarding Merchant of Venice. Which are the ones you need to focus more? I'm not saying that you will leave out the others. But because in your MCQ, questions will be coming from anywhere and everywhere of Act 3, Act 4 and Act 5. So in that case, you'll have to study everything. But regarding your question answer, which are the chapters you need to study more or which are the acts and scenes you need to study more? So all of you are aware that last year the exam was conducted in 2 semesters. Semester 1 it was objective or the MCQs, and in semester 2 the written questions, question answers like students have been doing for ages, that type of questions. So the syllabus was for semester 1 only Act 3. That means objective questions came or MCQs came only from Act 3. And the written question answers, the extract type questions came in the second semester. And the syllabus was Act 4 and 5. So naturally questions came from Act 4 and 5. And since this time you all are having only one exam. No breaks like semester 1 and semester 2. So you are going to have Act 3, Act 4 and Act 5. Questions will be coming from there. So you will be getting 2 questions, 2 extract type questions. So it is assumed that since 4 and 5 was in second semester last year, so they got questions from Act 4 and Act 5. So in that case, whereas in Act 3 only was in the first semester syllabus. So in that case, it is very important for you all. Act 3 is very, very important. I am not saying the others are not. From 4 and 5, one will come or one should come. This is assumption which we say. So from 4 and 5, one should come, right? And from 3, definitely one is going to come. And in scene Act 3, like Act 3 scene 1, to bait fish withal. This one is very important. But after that, we can only think that this is probable or something. But we cannot definitely say because we are not the paper setters. We can assume. We can go for probability. So in that case, Act 3, all the scenes are important. There are not many scenes, 5 scenes, yes. So Act 3 scene 1, where I say that you have to study everything because you might get an extract and you are told what happened before this or what happened after this. So still, like in Act 3 scene 1, to bait fish withal, that one is very important. You have it in your specimen papers also, if I am not mistaken. And then in Act 3 scene 2, which is a very, very important scene because of the speeches of Portia and Bassanio. Very important. So Act 3 scene 2, the casket scene is very important for you all. And after that also the remaining scenes, but from Act 3, I think Act 3 scene 1 and scene 2 are more probable, but I am not ruling out the probability of the others. You never know. But definitely Act 3 is coming. And from 4 and 5 you will get one. So if you study all of them, you have to study all of them. I am not saying if you study, that is wrong. I should say that you have to study everything because of the MCQs, which was not there earlier. Because of the MCQs, you have to be very thorough. But more focus for your extract questions, I think Act 3, yes. And if you want to attempt both of Merchant of Venice, both the questions from Merchant of Venice, many of you all would be wanting to attempt both the questions from Merchant of Venice. So as it is, you are studying everything, and Act 4 actually is very important because of Portia's mercy speech and then Gratiano's speech when he lashes out at Shylock. So there are quite a few important ones. But as I said, Act 3 is the most important in Merchant of Venice. And after that, you can study Act 4 or if you want Act 5. And in the stories and poems, which are the ones which are very important. So like in the stories in the first sem last year, so we make our assumption in this way. So in the stories, the little match girl and the blue bead was in semester 1. That means it came in the MCQ forms. No written questions, no extract questions from these two chapters. Okay. Whereas in semester 2, my greatest Olympic prize and all summer in a day. So that is why these two are not so important. My greatest Olympic prize and all summer in a day is not so important. I'm not ruling it out, but because of the MCQs, but I'm saying at the same time that it is not so important. Why? Because there is one chapter which was not in the board syllabus last year, but this is here. Which is it? An Angel in Disguise. Last year there were only 4 prose pieces and 4 poems. So An Angel in Disguise was not there last year, and it has been included. Now 5 in class 9 and 5 in class 10. So Angel in Disguise has been included. So it was neither in semester 1, neither in semester 2. So this is a very important chapter for you all. Regarding prose, An Angel in Disguise is very important, and from these two, the little match girl and the blue bead, they are also very important. I wouldn't say equally important, but I think Angel in Disguise is more important than these two. And why am I saying that these two are also very important? Because these were not in semester 2, where you had to write down your answers from the extracts given to you and the questions given. So that is why blue bead is very important, and so is little match girl. But of the 3, An Angel in Disguise is the most important. So here in your prose, focus more. I'm not saying that don't study the other 2, because as I'm repeating again and again, for your MCQs, question will come from all the chapters. All the chapters. So if you don't want to lose your marks in the MCQs, then study everything. But focus more to get the best possible marks, to get 95 plus. Study these 3 chapters very, very well. Focus more so that when you get the questions, you feel that I know all the extracts, which one should I answer? I know both of them. And when you study everything, you get a wider choice. You're getting 6 questions in all, 2 from Merchant of Venice, 2 from the prose and 2 from poems, and you're supposed to answer, other than the first one, the MCQs, you are supposed to answer 4 more. So you'll get a wider range, wider choice, right? And now for the poems. So in prose, which are the ones I told you? In prose, An Angel in Disguise is the most important, because it is an addition in your syllabus, which had not been there in the previous year, and it has been added to your syllabus this year. That is why this is very, very important. I am giving you the reasons why it is important. And then for the poems. So in poems last year, again, regarding the MCQs, I'm in the first sem. I know why the cage bird sings and the patriot was there. And one poem also has been added, like prose. One poem has also been added. Again, I'm repeating, like the prose, y'all had the students who appeared for 2022 boards, they had only 4 poems to study, out of which 2 came in the first sem and 2 came in the second sem. But for y'all have to study 5 poems in all. So one is an addition. Which one? The daffodils. So daffodils is very, very important for y'all, right? Because it is an addition to the syllabus of class 10. So daffodils is very important for y'all. And other than that, they had questions from Abu Ben Adhem and 9 gold medals in the second semester. The extract questions. So in that case, I know why the cage bird sings and the patriot is more important. So which are the ones which you should pay more focus on to get the maximum number of marks? If you want to get 95 plus, then you will have to prepare yourself accordingly so that you get full marks. And getting 100 in literature is not really difficult. Every year, quite a few of them get 100. It is language which makes you suffer and brings down your marks. So, in that case, which are the chapters you will revise much more just before your exams? They are Act 3 of Merchant of Venice, because it is a surety. And then from 4 and 5, one should come. And in poems, the daffodils should be a surety because it has been added this year. And other than that, the 2 which came in the first sem, they are more probable. I am not saying they are definite, I am saying they are probable. Which ones? I know why the cage bird sings and the patriot. And in your prose, which are the ones which are more probable? The one which has been added this year, An Angel in Disguise, and then the 2 of the first sem, The Little Match Girl and the Blue Bead. Because I haven't seen ICSE repeating its questions, in that case, these are less important. I am not ruling them out. I am saying All Summer in a Day and this one. My greatest Olympic prize in prose is not as important as the other 3 which I have mentioned. And similarly, Abu Ben Adhem and 9 gold medals are not as important as the poems, the 3 poems which I have mentioned. And same for Act 4 and 5, since they have come in the boards of 2022. So you will prepare yourselves accordingly, right? So I'm coming up with some more on how to prepare your answers better so that you all can score full marks. I will be coming up in my next video. Before exams, you should be able to revise everything, but time is not so much. Suppose you don't have much time in your hands, then what will you do? How to give a hurricane revision? That I'll explain in my forthcoming video. So this is all for today. Bye all of you and best of luck.